Welcome to Storytime at the Rubus, a now twice-a-week podcast about the Bonnaroo Music and Arts Festival.
Well, just this week. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Charla.
All right, guys, so we're not going to take super long for our little bookends this episode because I know you want to go ahead and get to the details about the Wednesday night event in group area. So big thanks to Matty and Andrew, who are about to be on the episode, who put all of this together. I guess we can give a little history about this. So
sure.
We started doing this years ago, but as me and Charla started focusing on Totem, we have handed it over to those two guys in the past couple of years. And they have just slayed at this, right?
Oh, they absolutely killed it this year.
Yeah, it's crazy how things have progressed. It was originally just, in our RV spot with the bus. Can you believe we did that with Repeat the first year?
No. Oh, my God. I don't know how.
How did we do that?
I really don't know how we pulled that off at all.
Back then, we had hundreds of people just in one RV spot.
Oh, I would estimate there was 1,000 people there.
So I had...
In an RV spot.
Yeah. I had spoken with Bonnaroo saying, hey, this is going to be a thing. I'm working with Red Roo and some friends to make this happen. And they were like, yeah, we'll send some security people. I don't think they took me that seriously
at the time. No, they did not. This was in 2018.
And I remember when we pulled up, I tried to tell the volunteer guy, hey, we're doing a thing here tonight. You might want to consider giving us some extra space. And the guy, I don't think he believed me. No. He wasn't a jerk about it, but he was a little firm. He was like, well, you didn't buy the other space, so I can't really give it to you, you know. And yeah, I think it was after we had a big crowd that night, they started to take us a little bit more seriously. So it went from that to some other fun stuff. We had Flip Turn, we had Cherub, and we have a big lineup this year that we are going to reveal here in just a few moments, right? Mm-hmm. So again, big thanks to Andrew and Matty. If you're in Atlanta, you should go check out their show that they are doing on Thursday, April 17th. They're calling it the Star Bar Rock and Rave. It's got a couple of bands that you will hear about in just a few moments on this lineup. They're doing it as kind of a fundraiser for this show. So if you're in the ATL, please make sure that you go to that. So I guess we can go ahead and reveal one name that is going to be on the lineup because we have an exclusive song from them.
Ooh.
Friend of the show, Wanda, is going to be on the lineup again. And she has sent us an unreleased song that I think is going to be on a forthcoming album. If you have seen her live in the past year or so, you have probably heard this one. It's one of the crowd favorites. I think she had a bunch of bras thrown at her when she played this song live once. It was kind of pre-planned, but it was fun. So yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and play that. And then right after that, we're going to get into our interview with Matty and Andrew and our surprise guest. You ready?
Yes.
Against the wall and then proceed to fill me up. I want a woman, I don't care her name. She could be anybody, she just has to be gay. I want a woman to touch my thighs, who loves to sing and only smokes to get high. I want a woman to scream my name. She could be anybody, she just has to be gay. I want a woman crawling in my bed. Oh, she confidently gives me real good head. And when I ask her, she has something to say. The only words I want to hear are I am gay. Don't want to look for her in everyone I meet. I don't want to hear myself admitting my defeat. Well, out there's the perfect woman, I'll meet her one day. She don't want a ring, but she could cling. All the joy that she would bring. I want a woman and I'd like her to be gay. That's the only thing I pray. Passion fueled by the love of song, no indie
Welcome back, everyone. I am excited to tell you that we have some big news dropping here in just a few moments. I have got two of my best friends and two of my new friends on. We'll introduce them in just a moment. But first of all, we have Matty and Andrew, and I really have to blow smoke because you have been killing it with our Wednesday party that we have going on. Matty and Andrew, why don't you kick us off? For anybody new, tell us what's going to be in store Wednesday this year.
Sure, I'll go first. So, my name's Andrew. I've been on the pod a few times. We're excited to announce kind of the Wednesday party lineup on here. I think it should be dropping today, as of the release day of this episode. Then I'll be out in the next 48 hours. But yeah, excited to throw this thing with Matt, and I won't spoil the guest if you haven't read it in the title yet. But I'll pass it over to Matt.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm Matty. I'm the organizer for the Squeak Squad. Been doing the Wednesday party for a few years. Friend of the bus, sometimes collaborate on the podcast. Probably know a lot of y'all already. Just really excited. We've put a lot of work into the Wednesday party. Bonnaroo's been really gracious to give us some official support. You know, Bonnaroo has not traditionally had the renegade community aspect as much as some of the other big festivals. I just feel really honored and excited that we've been able to bring that thing we love from the Burns, from these other places, bring it to the farm a little bit more with the help of people like Daniel and organizations like Totem, and kind of make this a special community event. And it's grown and grown after having Jason Huber of Cherub last year. We got a little more support, a little more name recognition. We've got some bigger guests and a bigger lineup this year for more time going later with some laser lights. Should be a lot of fun. And one of those guests is here with us today. I'm excited to talk to them in just a second.
Yeah, so why don't we go ahead and have them jump in? I want to play a little bit of a game. So we're going to do kind of like reverse trivia here for a moment. So before we reveal the name of the band that is going to be one of our headliners, I want you guys to introduce yourselves real quick.
Hi, I'm Emily.
And I'm Zach.
Tell us where you guys are from.
I'm from Denver, Colorado.
I'm from Chicago, but we met in Denver, and we currently live in St. Pete, Florida.
Now, give us a bit of a hint, because you guys just got announced for another festival just a few days ago. Tell us a bit about where that is going to be.
We actually got our start renegading in the park. We used to live, and we still live, half the year in our RV, which has a stage on the back. So we started just renegading at Sewanee Music Park in Live Oak, Florida. And after about 6 or 7 renegades, the park asked us to be on an official lineup, and we will be playing Hulaween for the 2nd time and the park for the 5th time officially in this October.
Now, Matty, I will let you do the reveal for anybody who hadn't guessed from the clues already. Do you want to reveal who one of our headliners is this year?
Yeah, we've got Future Joy here with us. And Emily and Zach, huge fans of yours. Really lucky to have met you last year. Just really excited to have you guys be a part of it. Thanks for joining us.
We're stoked to be a part of it. Let's go.
Now, I want to hear the story about how you guys met and connected down in Sewanee. What was it, last year?
That was last year. I don't know if you guys remember. We were just hanging out at a show. I'd seen you play the night prior, and you know my friend Melanie, and she kind of just put us together is how I recall it.
Yeah, I thought we met at Reddit. Was it Camp Reddit?
Was it at Camp Reddit? I thought it was actually in at like the amphitheater somewhere in the festival itself, or maybe it's Spirit.
That is possible, but I think it was at Reddit. Regardless,
more than me, my memory is always fuzzy of Hulaween.
Yeah, but either way, I think we were dressed as police officers, and
you were.
Yeah, so it was definitely at Camp Reddit.
Okay, that's it then, yeah.
You're writing you a ticket.
We wrote you a ticket for excessive partying. We were dropping party violations everywhere.
When you guys were dressed as cops, did it like freak anybody out? Did you have?
It was funny because we didn't really think about it, and then as soon as we walked out of the RV, the first group of people we saw just booed us, and we were like, "Oh no! Like what a horrible outfit choice." But it made a lot more sense on stage because it's like, oh, funny, there's cops on stage. M was wearing.
You have the right to remain groovy.
Yeah, and M was cop hat was like bejeweled, so it didn't look like a real cop hat. I kind of just looked like an actual cop. Like it was pretty goofy.
We ran into the real cops and they ran away from us.
Yeah, we tried to write we wrote an actual cop a ticket.
What did they say when you gave them a ticket?
They were friend.
It was our friend's brother, so
Oh, okay.
he knew of us, but
He was out in the lineup. So there, you know, actually the police at Swanee, I've always had really good interactions. They take candy, they put their sprouts on, they get into it.
yeah, if your beat is a music festival, I think that you got to be somewhat chill.
Yeah, you kind of have to be able to go with it and party a little bit. If I had seen you guys in that outfit, I would have just been like, wow, they're not even trying to go undercover anymore.
But yeah, so we did that, and then the next night we dressed as Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. And we played a set at Wooksville that night, and all these people kept asking me because Em was wearing a wig. They're like, "Who is this girl that Zach's playing with? Like, what? Who is this?" And I just kept introducing her as Taylor, and so people thought that I was like cheating on my fiance. I was like, "No, it's just Emily in a wig. Like, what are you talking about?"
It's a good wig.
It was a pretty solid wig.
Well, I'm
So
so
I
glad to
want to
have
jump
you
on.
guys. Go ahead, Matt.
Sorry, Daniel. Mentioned talk about festivals. You guys threw, but maybe the coolest festival possible a couple months ago. Congratulations on getting married.
Thank
you.
Having
Yes,
your
thank
show. That's really awesome.
Yeah, we threw
Yeah, it's
we threw Joyful Festival on February 1st, and we had a full on rager, and then we got married at it as well. It was pretty fun.
Right before our set.
I saw that you're bringing it back next year as well, right?
Oh yeah, we actually just have a couple of our offers out now. It's going to be in the same spot, Synergy in St. Pete, and we're going to do just another one-day fest next year just because it went so well this year. But eventually the goal is to turn it into a camping music festival. We'll have to have the Roo Bus out.
We'll see if it can
That's-
make it that far.
So it is.
That's awesome, guys. Congratulations again. I wish I could have made it down, but I love seeing all the photos and all the videos. Looks like everybody had an awesome time.
Thank you.
We'll have to get you in Atlanta one time to make Daniel have some nightmares about driving the bus through.
I will never do that. No, no, I literally do have nightmares about driving that thing in traffic in the big city. That will never happen. You try to drive it, Andrew. We'll see how you do.
No, I'm not going to derail it.
Not as
into,
easy as it looks.
discussion about wrecking that. But yeah. So what would you say you're most looking forward to at Bonnaroo? I know I've seen clips of Future Joy before. Y'all had a really good cover. I think it was at the Charleston Poorhouse of a couple different songs. So I just want to give people an opportunity to kind of understand what they're walking into here.
Yeah, we do, kind of the funky live electronic thing. I'm playing saxophone. I've got a tenor, baritone, and bass sax. So big sax energy. I do a little singing, a little rapping. Emily sings, plays keyboard, and we're both DJing.
It's very interactive. We like to get the crowd involved. We like to do sing-alongs and call and response and maybe a conga line, We'll see what we get into. But we also really like mashups. So we'll take a popular song and take the vocals out and sing something else over it. Or we'll find a really cool beat and sing a cover over that. But we really like the crowd to be able to sing along, to be comfortable with what we're doing. And then we'll throw our originals in there too.
Yeah, we've got, I think we have 70 original songs released at this point, but our show is kind of half and half. We'll kind of go back and forth between originals and like remixes, flips, covers. We've got a song dropping this Friday, A Cloudy Day with Michael Wilbur of Moonhooch.
And we're about to do 12 shows with Moonhooch in the next 2 weeks, which will be really fun too.
You're touring with them over the next. You're in New York right now, right? You guys
Yes, we're in a rest stop.
We are
by Buffalo.
We've got Buffalo Thursday. Then we go to Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Columbus this weekend. And we've got 12 shows with them over the next 2.5 weeks, something like that.
Well, we got a lot of friends in the Rubus that are living in that area. If you're listening to this right now, go check out Future Joy before Bonnaroo. Please, having seen them a couple times, I can speak to what they were just saying. The shows are interactive. They're an absolute blast. These guys put on one hell of a time. I'm super excited to have that on the farm, to bring that energy out there. You guys have not been to Bonnaroo before, you said, right?
No, it'll be our first time. We're stoked.
I love this because
Yeah.
when people come for the first time, they're like just a little bit of a fish out of water. And it's fun being able to see through somebody else's eyes. how big of a deal it becomes. Because I think a lot of people that haven't gone to like a huge one like Bonnaroo or Coachella don't necessarily realize what a gargantuan experience it really can be when you have like 80 or 90,000 people there. So it's not just like the scale of how many people are camping, but the number of crazy things that you'll see walking through the campgrounds, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with from Hulaween. But I can't wait to talk with you there after a day or two to see what you thought about the place compared to some of the other fests that you've played.
River Beach, Shangri-La, what else you guys have either coming up?
So many things that I'm happy to say it's getting to the point where it's hard to keep track of them. Go to our website, like futurejoymusic.com is where we keep everything up to date. But yeah, River Beat is a big one in Memphis in May.
Festival.
Playthink in Kentucky.
Shangri-La
in Minnesota.
Wormtown.
Strange Creek, yeah, in Massachusetts. Rooster Walk in Virginia.
Mountain Music
just play
Festival.
Shreveport in Idaho. Obviously, it's too late to see you there, but that's another.
Yeah, we did just do Tree Fort. That was a lot of fun.
Tree Fort videos. It looked like an awesome time. Looks like you guys really threw down there.
Yeah, it was a great vibe.
Mountain Music Festival.
And some more. Yeah, that's in West Virginia, and then some more that are coming that aren't announced yet. Secret Dreams in Ohio. And just some shows kind of peppered throughout all that. But it's very exciting. Very exciting. Oh yeah, Beanstalk in Colorado. Another one that's getting announced in Colorado soon.
This year on a huge tour. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Blow up and just really happy we get to be a little part of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be a big part of it.
Yeah, it is.
So for people who are unfamiliar with you, who are just learning about you, what would you say like some of your big influences are?
I mean, we like Sophie Tucker a lot. We kind of say we're like a goofy version of Sophie Tucker. On the sax side of things, like I really like Sonny Rollins, and then currently like Skerrick. He's a sax player that plays with Les Claypool and like Galactic, and is really pushing the horn and just a great player.
As far as live things, like Jungle is a really big influence. Flight Facilities, they do the live thing too. I mean, and really just anyone that's doing live electronic. The Floozies, Big G, Sun Squabby.
Yeah. We love Sun Squabby. We just did a remix for them that came out last month.
Sweatshirt.
Yeah, and we did a nice tour, a couple dates through Florida with them. That was just a blast. Really love what they're doing, and you know how they're kind of interacting electronics with the live band vibe.
We just did a show with Vincent Antone in Charleston. He's really popping off right now. His music is amazing and bringing the live guitar into things.
So it sounds too like you guys embrace the festival thing, and maybe how do you approach touring with like Moonage versus a festival? Those are very different environments. What is the vibe like for you as an artist on stage between those sorts of settings?
Well, I mean, to be honest, we don't even know. We were kind of like, how do we prepare for these Moon Hoot shows? Like, we're just gonna have to see how it goes. I mean, because we both DJed just in clubs and stuff before we even met each other. So
I did a lot of weddings, so I'm good at reading a crowd of what's working and what's not working.
Yeah, like sometimes, we always kind of make a plan. If it's something like Hulaween where we have a tight hour and we know what to expect, we will rehearse down to the minute what we're playing, and it's kind of like you're coming along for our ride. But if it's a show where we don't necessarily know the place or the vibe, we'll kind of make a roadmap, but sometimes we throw that to the wind and we look at each other and we're like, just go off book. This isn't working. Try something else, or whatever.
With Moon Hooch, they're an instrumental band, so we want to be highlighting our instruments. So I'll play a few more songs on the keyboard. We'll make sure we're doing like originals and showcasing the sax. Whereas if we're playing more of like an EDM festival, we'll bring out more of the DJ aspect and more of like the EDM, the kind of the hard stuff and the more remixes. Like, I'm not sure if we're gonna like do a ton of dubstep this week, So,
but then it's like you never know. So it's like you throw something in and you get a good response and you start going in a different direction. So yeah, I mean, I think it's just kind of being fluid, and like we're really good at our communication on stage without even really saying anything. We kind of just like are bouncing back and forth on the CDJs, and someone takes the reins, and we go down a path and see what works.
And that's the cool thing about being a DJ project is that we are DJs. We can go whatever direction we want to go. The set list is never set in stone.
I can imagine you just mentioned the on-stage communication. You guys probably have a special bond with that too, not just being musical partners and friends, but also being life partners. That's got to be pretty special to be able to share all of that and create art at the same time.
We're very blessed. This is like, it's a dream come true.
I also think, you mentioned you're not sure what it's going to be like. I think you guys are going to be an awesome fit for Bonnaroo. Crowd is going to love you. You're going to throw it down. It's going to be a great time. I'm so excited.
We're so excited.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I got one more question for you guys. You were talking about the differences between like some of these Renegade shows and actual like stage shows, like inside the actual venue and everything. How do you keep the same energy from a Renegade show to like one of the more formal stage shows? Is that something that you try to bring to the table, or do you feel like, oh, we have to do something entirely different here?
We basically try to bring the same raucous, fun energy regardless of the space. Like it's the situation obviously changes, and sometimes the response will change, and our energy might fluctuate a little bit, but I think it's like when we're having fun, everyone's gonna have fun. So we focus on that.
We literally took the Renegade energy to the stage when we played our first Hulaween in 2022. We did a flip of Renegades of Funk into Renegade Master, and we kind of did this whole thing like, who's ever been to a Future Joy Renegade? Like, you're the reason why we made it to the stage. Like, we renegaded our way to the stage. So it's like kind of a tribute to that. And I think that most artists, like, you got to start somewhere, and if you just work hard enough and find the right people to perform for, eventually you're going to grow and graduate. We graduated to the stage, and now we rarely play off of all of our shows used to be off our RV stage, and now we rarely play on it. And it's funny because it's only 8x8, and when you're jumping, the whole thing is shaking. It's like a little sketch, but we are bringing it out for Rooster Walk. We're playing their staff party, and they hired us to do the mobile stage, which will be fun little flashback to our roots.
Yeah.
We're so thrilled to have you. I really would dare say, even though obviously we're biased, that we have the best Renegade show on Wednesday of all of Rue. We have like a pretty big stage. We've had like a lot of the community. How many would you guys guess have been there in the past couple of years? Probably close to 1,000. I don't know.
We had over 1,000 last year.
Yeah.
And we're expecting a lot more this year. The crowd's going to get big. We also doubled about the sound output for the main stage, expanding sound and lights for both the main stage and the second stage. We're going a lot bigger because we expect it to be a lot bigger.
So I think there's going to be a few reasons why it's going to be bigger this year. The first is it's at night instead of during the day. I think last year they didn't want it to compete with We're in the Woods programming, but that's being scaled back this year. So there's a chance we have the biggest artist on Wednesday, and Jason Huber of Cherub, which I guess I'm announcing right now is our headliner.
Big surprise.
Yeah.
I think you just consider the fact that we have Future Joy supporting this act that is a headliner for Renegade on their own, and Ari Home up there with them with Jason Huber. This lineup's massive for being a community-driven event, and we're just really excited to be bringing music like that is Bonnaroo vibe, super fun, that we've also been able to curate ourselves to what we know is the energy in the group camp area.
I was going to ask you guys about this. What do you want to tell us about what everybody can expect at the Wednesday show this year? What can we go ahead and announce?
I think it's going to be crazy just to see that level of production at night, but still kind of in a Renegade space. I know when we had both members of Cherub do a Wednesday party a few years back, they wanted to move it to We're in the Woods because they were worried it was going to get too big.
It did get too big.
We convinced them to keep it in the group campground despite having them as the headliner. Every other year that Jason's offered to do it, it had to be kept a secret. So I'm excited to see how the party kind of grows and how it is kind of contained in that group environment. I think it's like the perfect blend of both worlds, if that makes sense.
Now, guys, what I was trying to get at, though, is there any other announcements that we can make as far as artists go?
Well, if you're alluding to Wanda, which will be performing between Future Joy and Cherub, that would be one of them. The other is we actually have Daft Punk.
Are you
Daft Punk is
you're confirming Daft Punk? Oh my
We are
God.
confirming Daft Punk. Yeah.
That's still Bonnaroo joke. Daft Punk is confirmed. Wish we could get those French
No,
boys out.
I think that joke came from like a Burning Man meme because everybody was joking that like, oh, Daft Punk is playing the trash fence. You got to show up at like 4 a.m.
They
And
play
like,
it every year.
yeah,
Every-
exactly. That turned
Exactly.
into like an every year thing. When we went the first time, we got suckered into believing that Rufus Du Sol was playing somebody's camp. Obviously, that didn't happen.
Well, when we were at Loveburn this year, Danny DeVito did an all vinyl set at our camp. It was fire.
Okay, we have one friend that's listening that's freaking out right now. Thank you.
That one I believe too. for
The
some
year
reason.
before that, I think it was Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Like played on like he had 6 CDJs going. I've never seen someone play on 6 CDJs, and only Hulk Hogan could pull that off.
The Hulkster. Hell yeah, brother.
Oh yeah, this year we're gonna have like Robert Downey Jr. doing a whole Devo cover set or something like that.
Whoop it.
Guys, we are so happy to have you over this coming Wednesday. I think it is a huge get. I've got to really brag on Matty and Andrew for getting a really good lineup together, but I was thrilled to hear that you guys are going to play for us. Matty sent me some clips and some videos and songs a couple of months ago, and I'm like, yes, can we please get them? This is amazing. I love it. I think what you do is a perfect fit for what we've been throwing out in the campgrounds on Wednesday, and I think you're going to make the Rue crowd just absolutely fall in love with you.
You dope. We appreciate being involved.
Yeah, we're grateful. Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Maybe
guys.
we'll see you all on the official lineup in 26. That'll be,
Yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Yeah. Let's go.
I shouldn't promise anything. I
Yeah.
will.
No,
We're gonna-
we are taking that as a promise.
Yeah.
We
have contracts.
Yeah,
Contracts for you to sign.
You guys
I look
signed
forward to
something
some angry
before
emails from your
this
agent.
Zoom chat. Are you electronically signed?
We'll make it happen. We'll renegade our way, just like we always do.
Well, that was
Yeah.
amazing having them on. You guys are joking, but I think it's realistic to expect that we'll see them on the initial lineup here in a couple of years.
I totally agree. They fit the Bonnaroo vibes 110%. They put on one hell of a show. It's going to be a good time. I wanted to go from that, though, and tell you a little bit more about the party. You were asking.
Yeah, I was trying to twist your arm to tell us some more.
They're on the road touring. They'd probably be happy to go hit the road again and get to their next stop.
Yep. I didn't want to make them sit through us gloating about the other artists, but I'm excited.
Makes sense.
I think the most exciting artist outside of Future Joy, and as I mentioned, Cherub, I'd say is definitely going to be Ari Home. He is someone Matt talked to back when he had just a small following on Instagram, but he's essentially a mobile producer that walks around the streets of New York, sometimes just freestyling his own beats, sometimes with people hopping on the microphone there, just walking down the street. And I'm excited to see how that translates to the farm. Definitely check out his Instagram, Ari at Insta, to get kind of a vibe for what he's like. But I definitely
There's a good chance you've seen one of his reels before. To Andrew's point, when I first started talking, I've been a fan for years. I watched him on a stream of a Mario speedrunner like 2 years ago. I thought, this guy's awesome. Throws down great music. I love this. And I'm a nerd, so I'm into this. But, today he's at over 800,000 followers, and he has some reels with 15, 20 million views on Instagram and TikTok. He's really blown up.
When you guys sent me that, my first thought was like, oh, this guy could very potentially be the next Mark Ribley.
Yeah,
He's
he gets that person a lot.
more of a rapper. He's not really a DJ like Mark Rebier. He's more of a producer, songwriter, freestyle rapper. It's very talented. It's going to be a lot of fun.
So who else have we got, guys?
So the nice thing we got is last year we had the 2 stages, in part because Ellis Daniel of the Tiny Van stage helped us out by bringing that. Daniel's coming back this year, and he's going to be on the lineup. He's releasing his album, and he's on tour right now. Part of that tour is going to be playing Atlanta, the show I'm promoting, just a couple weeks' time, too. So if you're listening, you're Atlanta 417, you want to see some of these acts for that we're playing at Star Bar.
Now, wait a minute, Matt. We got to have a call to action. Where can people get tickets for that?
Just go to the Star Bar website.
All right.
Yeah, come on out. It's going to help support the party. 4 different acts that are on the lineup that are going to be there. Another one is my friends in Highest. They're pretty outstanding kind of experimental, bass-heavy DJs, but they do a lot of other stuff. I mean, last time I saw them in New Year's, they threw down a Joey Valence and Bray flip that was just an absolute banger in the club. They're opening for Nightmare in May, so we're really excited to have them playing that show in April and playing Bonnaroo. Supporting them as well, we have Nobody's Darlings. They're an Atlanta-based rock act.
I caught them last year, yeah.
Yeah, they played last year on Wednesday. They're playing back this year. Friends of mine again and friends of Andrew's. Just throw down a really great rock show. 90s alt grunge vibes. If you like Our Lady Peace, you're going to love what Sean and those guys are putting down. And you can check them out at Spotify, Facebook, Nobody's Darlings Band. We also have Trins Morrison. He's a rapper out of Atlanta coming up. I've seen him now, and he puts on great live show. He can do a little bit of everything as a rapper. He's a lot of range, a lot of capability, and it's nice to have that variety too. We mentioned Wanda. Really excited to have Wanda out there. She's going to put on a great show. Wanda, for those of you that don't know her, friend of the bus, friend of the party, friend of Bonnaroo, just kind of a friend.
She is all over the place. She has also volunteered extensively with Headcount, doing some very important work with them. And she has really gone into the deep end of the pool with Bonnaroo. She's going to be camping with us this year. So I'm excited for her to get the full experience. And I hear that she has a lot of new material coming soon. I think we'll hear about that from her before too long.
Yeah, Wanda is incredibly talented. It's going to be a great live show. She also, Daniel, she just opened for someone pretty big, right?
Yeah, a couple of months ago, she was down in Tuscaloosa doing this show, and the headliner that night was Brittany Howard. You know, everybody knows her, of course. She played Rue. What was it, last year? Year before that? Yeah, I can't remember. But she was down there.
Brittany Howard, was it, Daniel?
Yeah, well, she got the intel and hung out with Brittany for a moment because they kind of sort of know each other. And turns out it was secretly the Alabama Shakes comeback show. So, like, some of us got some text that night, like, oh my God, they're back. They got some new stuff. They're going on tour and everything. So, Alabama represent. There was a real renaissance moment for Alabama music about 10 or so years ago because you had the Shakes, St. Paul and the Broken Bones, a number of other bands that were really making it big. And I am so happy that some of that sound is finally in the mainstream again. Maybe we can get the Shakes back at Rue next year. I hope so.
So she's amazing. I'm excited. Would love to get the Shakes back. I just want to run down the rest of the lineup real quick before we get out of here. We have a good friend of mine, Andrew McCribbin, playing. Kind of lo-fi, folk, pop punk vibes, singer-songwriter. He's going to be one of the earlier acts opening things up. Our actual opening act, you know him pretty well, Daniel. His name's DJ Catlow.
Oh, who's that? That sounds weird.
He's an awesome DJ. He goes by, what's his real name? I forget.
I don't know. He's real mysterious. You never see him and anybody else in the same room.
Yeah, I know, Dan. I'm excited, man. Right after the Totem Purple Carpet event in support of Totem, you're going to kick everything.
If I could take a real quick moment to speak to that, that's something that we're trying to make a tradition. So about a year and a half ago, I was watching like the Oscars red carpet or the Met Gala or something like that. And I was like, you know what? That's so cool. That shouldn't be something that's just for like A-list celebrities or something. Like Bonnaroovians should be celebrated in that same way. So we kind of had it in a beta year last year. We put out a real purple carpet. You know, we spent like $30 on Amazon. It wasn't that fancy. And we had David Bruce. We had Evan Bonnaroo was there taking pictures. And people wore like their craziest, wookiest stuff to have their glamour shots taken. And we're going to do that again. So we're inviting all of our Totem mentors and mentees to come. That'll be a place where they can like get together for the first time at Rue and get their picture taken. So if you want to come, you know, just you or with your crew, with your boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever it is, come get your picture taken. And then shortly after that, we'll start the show.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. And thank you for, getting that energy right up there to start things off. It's going to be awesome.
We got to crank it up, man. Yeah.
We are.
I'll be sound checking before I am with some of my own stuff, but I'm not on the lineup, so I'm not gonna.
Yeah, Andrew's gonna throw down. We're gonna have some of our friends play after the closing act too, and I expect Andrew to be on the decks that night, right?
Yeah, I'll do something at the party at some point. I don't know exactly when or what yet, but yep.
You gotta wait until Daft Punk is done.
Yeah,
right, well, we're gonna let Daft Punk and Cherub go as long as they want. But
yeah.
We do have a couple other acts. A group camper that reached out to me about the party. He was there last year, loved it, asked if there's a chance for him to play, and I got to listen to his music. He goes by the name of Break. You can find him on Instagram at Break Loves You. Really talented, super fantastic, kind of country vibes, dancey, Really great music. I'm excited to put him on there. Another camper who's with the Loophole group, DJ out of Chicago, who's been playing the club scene a bit and blowing up, D-Germ. His name is Jeremy. I actually got to meet him and become really good friends with him after I'd booked him when I was up in Chicago. Like, oh, here's the guy. Yeah, he's really awesome. And the last one I got to mention, it's my best friend in the world. I met him through Bonnaroo. He is DJ Majora. If you go on YouTube, you can find he and I hanging out with Chromeo under Superfans Meet Chromeo. He's going to throw down just banger after banger, some kind of funk, dance, house music. Knowing Steve, there's probably going to be some 90s classic pop music thrown in there. We might get a Spice Girls into some Kendrick Lamar sort of flip. He's really great. And it's just going to be another act that day, keeping the energy up all day.
Wait, Matty, if he's going to throw down with some Spice Girls, you have to wear your Dragon Con outfit from a couple of years ago.
Yeah, from last year. You want me to dress as Ginger Spice?
Yeah.
You can dress in red wig?
You're not telling the whole story. It was like a Dune and Spice Girls crossover.
Yeah, we were the Spice Must Flow girls. Me and four of them. It was a great group costume. I loved people would see us and be like, why are they the Spice Girls? And why are they wearing
Think about it.
And you'd see the loading circle in their eyes, and they'd be like, oh, it's like Dune Spice Girls.
Must flow.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Well,
So,
guys,
that's
I appreciate you doing this so much. One other thing I do want to mention, though, before we get too far away, is I always try to like throw this in there because like this Wednesday thing would not have been possible. It would not have become a tradition if it weren't for years ago, people like Kevin and Mitchell from what was Red Roo at the time, and you know, the parachute people really helping kickstart this the first year that we did it with Repeat. All the many people who helped throw it together when we had Flip Turn a couple of years ago. Corey and much of the Bonnaroo team for accommodating us when the full Cherub band was there for Where in the Woods. So like I had been saying, I want to blow smoke for Matty and Andrew. They have really killed it this year and done an incredible job. But I do want to recognize the many people who have helped make this a domino effect and keep getting bigger and bigger every year. There's been so many people, and I love something like this being a big community group effort. It is in the campgrounds. It is kind of sort of a renegade, kind of sort of official. It kind of straddles the line. I don't know. What would you guys say? Are we renegade? Are we official?
We're getting the stages. We're handling the sound. We're handling the lights. I've been booking the acts. Andrew's been booking the acts. Andrew, you've been handling all the communication back and forth. You've been talking to artists. I think it's pretty much a renegade, except that Bonnaroo is supporting this community stuff enough to actually put on the lineup for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're also providing a couple of the wristband or most of the wristbands for this event.
They're helping us get the acts there. They're helping provide some financial support so that, you know, our artists get to be there, not just to play, but to hang out, afford gas and things like that. But a lot of that is also coming out of our pockets too. It's last year definitely was not cheap on our end, but it was such a fun time. It was worth doing it.
That's why it's important to come to the fundraiser, which I will once again plug, which is at Star Bar on April 17th.
Yeah.
Here
It's
in LA.
awesome.
Go if you're in Atlanta.
Yep.
Yeah, you made a great call out too there, Daniel. I just wanted to go back to that. This is a community thing, and it's built on the work of a lot of great Bonnaroo community people over the years. I got a shout out to Bonnaroo for supporting the community in a big way these days. They've taken something that was happening, this very burn and kind of hippie festival thing, and they've said, yeah, instead of pushing it away, they're supporting it. We also have events like Mitchell's Poetry Screaming on the lineup.
Yes.
The Red Roo Beer Exchange on the lineup. These are things that the other campers in group camping are putting on, which are getting support from the festival. And like, how cool is that? You know, Super Group has done stuff in the past. Trying to go to bed, Bonnaroo, the parachute people have done stuff. These are Bonnaroo groups. This is the community. And that's ultimately what the Bonnaroo Festival thing is all about. You get to go be yourself and be weird without judgment and find other people that love this as much as you do and that are gonna do that and support it. And how awesome is that we found this place?
I love it, man. I love how the campgrounds have started to have way more of that Burning Man vibe in the past couple of years. And like you said, it is in large part thanks to the encouragement that we've gotten from people like Jenna in the group area, Corey and Brad, of course. And by the way, Brad, you should totally hire Andrew because he's basically running a mini festival with this and knows what he's doing. I'm just saying.
I don't know if I'm that serious about jumping. I actually do like my current job with transportation. But hey, I'll do some contract work if you want to throw
Yeah,
that.
I'm trying to sell you, man. Don't underhype yourself.
Andrew has done an awesome job. Yeah, really, Andrew, thank you, man. I know we've been getting beers and talking about this for basically since before last year's Wednesday party into this one.
Yeah.
But it's been an awesome time getting to collaborate with you, man.
No, that's half of our conversation whenever we're out of the dive bar is basically this party. So.
Well, wait, what's the name of that place in Atlanta you guys are always hitting up,
Do we want to spoil it, Matty, or should we keep it a secret?
Mr. C's, baby, the best dive, best worst. Voted Atlanta's best bad decision bar. It's not a great place, but it's a great place.
You're like, you should totally go to this place. It sucks, but you should go.
Oh, it's messy. People get sloppy. It's not that clean. But man, they pour strong drinks, and everybody that hangs out there is nice. It's true
The
dive
wings are
bar.
good. So
The wings are good.
yeah.
I need to finally go with you guys before too long. Maybe we can hit it up when we go to that group raise game here in what,
We'll be there.
5 weeks.
Yeah, coming up in 5 weeks. You're going there, Daniel. I'm not taking no for an answer.
All right.
Have to plan what you eat that day so you make it there this time.
That's what happened to me last time because we went to that game last year and I ate something funky and like we were about to go and I'm like, oh, I don't think I'm going to make it, guys. But you took JB of all people. He made it and like
We had a blast.
JB and Charlotte have been there, but you have not. So.
All right, we'll do it. We'll go. Mitchell's gonna go too. He's crashing with me in the hotel that night.
Many times.
Yeah,
I've had a drink with Mitchell there.
Maddie, I want to tease one last thing before we get out of here in a minute. I haven't spoken about it a lot on the show, but I think that we're going to be doing an episode with much of our crew from Vegas here in 2.5 weeks.
All right, so are you doing a Dead and Co Sphere episode?
I think so. I mean, we're going to have so many of the regular crew there. It would be silly not to do at least some clips or something.
So that means I get invited back. You're not done with me after this
I'm
one?
not done with you. No, I'm never done with you, baby. But yeah, if you couldn't guess already, so like me, Maddie, Evan, Skylar, many people that you've heard on the show, Shayna, are going to be in Vegas for the Sphere. We're doing a big group trip. Andrew, it's not too late for you to go. I'm just saying.
I have like 4 trips that I'm all like 25% on right now. So I need to just pick one. But I think it might be a little late for Vegas, although my cousin does live out there. So
there you go. But yeah, I just wanted to tease that. So here in like 3 weeks, special.
Do you have anything else you're going to be teasing today?
I can't think of anything. You got anything?
Nothing. No. I know you've got some big plans coming up for the next few months. I wasn't sure if you're going to tease any of them ahead of time.
Oh well, check that with me. We got some things in cooking right now. I don't want to announce anything right now, but I will say I don't want to jinx it. But there is a potential huge guest coming up on the show in a couple of weeks. I don't want to jinx it because it's not 100% confirmed. It's like 90-something% confirmed.
I'm just saying, as a fan and a friend of the podcast and to you, man, I'm excited knowing all the different things you're doing and how all your hard work's paying off with this, with Totem. Things aren't always easy, but you guys are outstanding. What you and Charlie do is amazing, and I'm just proud of you all. So I wasn't sure if we were going to hype anything up. I'm going to hype you up is what I'm going to do.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. No, let me tell you, it actually has gotten easier. I have gotten, half-concerned messages from people like Taco or Barry in the past saying that, like, hey, man, you're kind of overextending yourself. You're not going to have a good time at Bonnaroo if you keep taking on all these things. And yeah, there was one year, a couple of years ago, where I almost got to that point. I told Barry that in person when he showed up over at the group plaza right when we had a lot going on. But I'm going to tell you why it's easier. Because of stuff like this. You guys have taken the baton with the Wednesday party. You're doing way better than I ever could have. We have a fantastic board with Totem that's helping out with everything on that. We've had other people in the community that are running with so many things. So for me personally, yeah, it has gotten easier. It's gotten easier to the point where I feel like I don't have as much on me. So I'm taking my niece this year for her first Roo. I know like I'm going to be totally cool with that because so many people are doing the cool stuff that needs to be done in the community. And that's exactly why we started Totem, because I wanted these traditions, both old and new, to continue, for things to continue to be a community effort like this show is. So the future is in good hands, man. Like our Totem scholarship recipients are doing great. Our mentees that are coming in for the first year are doing fantastic thanks to their mentors. And I'm already starting to poison the mind of the next generation since I'm bringing an 11-year-old.
How many mentees did you guys end up with this year for Totem? 40?
Oh, gosh, I don't have the exact number in front of me, but it was 60-something this year. Almost double.
Impressive.
Yeah, almost double.
members of the totem board, some of our friends like Nick with Lunchbox. A lot of people are coming together to make it special. I'm really excited to see everything Totem's doing. You guys are awesome.
I appreciate it, man. But don't thank me. Thank our board and many of our volunteers. Like, there's only so much I could do on my own. It's a big group that's doing this. Again, that's the theme, a big group effort. I love it.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just exciting. I can't wait to be there for the purple carpet event this year. You'll see me in my full tie-dye suit.
I heard about that. I heard you might be wearing that in Vegas.
I might be wearing that in Vegas, man.
Only 3 more years till he gets his disco ball outfit done, you know.
Yeah, I don't want the disco album. Do you know how long it takes to glue 8,000 tiny mirrors to a suit? It's days of my life.
What we're gonna do by the time you get that thing done, we're gonna like rent a crane and hang your ass up in the air, and everybody's gonna point a laser at you.
Hell yeah, count me in. Then somebody's gonna
26 Wednesday party. Matt will be the disco ball.
Yeah. Well, guys, thank you again for putting all this together, and thank you for getting Future Joy on the show. I know that had to have been tough since they're on the road playing shows and everything, but yeah, I'm excited for things, guys. We're just a little over 2 months away, and we got Vegas before then too, Matty.
Thank you, Daniel. Man, can't wait to see you in Vegas. Thanks for having us on.
See you soon, baby. Thank you, Andrew. We'll get you that gig soon enough. We'll talk to Brad. All right, thanks, guys.
Oh, great day.
So again, giant thanks to Matty and Andrew. They have put so much work into this, and I think this is going to be one of the best ones that we've ever had, if not the best one.
Well, yeah, it's going to be hard to top that Cherub thing at Where in the Woods, but I think this is really going to make a run for its money because we have a really incredible lineup. In fact, there's one thing that's not even really on the lineup poster that we're kind of saving as a surprise. We're going to blow some Wook minds with this one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll see for yourself. So please show up. One of the best things you can do is go to their show in Atlanta that they are doing as a fundraiser that we talked about. The other thing you can do is just come down and hang with us and party that Wednesday.
Absolutely.
Everything is going to start at 4 p.m. with the purple carpet for Totem. Wear your Wookieest finest. We'll get your picture taken next to the bus and on the purple carpet. Music starts shortly after that, and it's going to be going pretty much the rest of the evening. That is the thing to be at Bonnaroo on Wednesday. So make plans now. If you are on the fence about what day you're going to come in Wednesday. Go ahead and come in early Wednesday.
Or Tuesday.
We're going to have some other stuff going on Tuesday, but make sure you're there Wednesday. Rue really starts on Wednesdays these days, and I am so happy that we can be part of this tradition to really kick things off.
Absolutely.
Are you excited?
I'm very excited. How about you, Daniel?
Do you have a fit planned?
Yes, of course I have a fit.
Of course
plan.
I haven't even thought that far ahead about it. Last year I was just like, wait, I got a DJ, let me throw on something. I just put on a Braves jersey. I'll think a little bit more about it this year. We'll see.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I have like a different Braves jersey for every day.
You should wear your whole Braves suit.
Oh, well, come back to that thought here in 2 months. I got something planned. I'll tell you about it while we're not recording. I got something funny planned. But yeah, one more time, thank you to Matty and Andrew for working so hard on putting this together. It's going to be a heck of a party. We hope you guys can make it out. So again, like we talked on the first episode of this week, we got some fun stuff coming next weekend. We're going to have Crumb Snatchers from Atlanta on the show, and perhaps just as importantly, Miss Lacey Jane is going to be on with us to help us guest host.
Loopy Lacey.
Loopy Lacey, yeah.
Lacey.
We're working on her being a DJ one of these days too. Maybe she's going to help me out and do a little B2B Wednesday. We'll see. But yeah, that's a lot this week. We had 2 episodes. We'll be back with Lacey and the Crumb Snatchers next week. Until then, get out there and radiate positivity. We'll see you soon.
Bye.